Hey guys, welcome back to MMA Library. In MMA and UFC news today, Henry Cejudo interrupts Sean O'Malley's post-fight interview at UFC 267 to try to lock down his return fight.
I didn't see that.
You want a match? He's right here. I'd love a tune-up.
Serious?
What you say?
Are you you're good to go now, huh?
I'm good to go. When would you want to bend the knee? At what time? Because I think you absolutely suck.
What do you weigh?
Go ahead, carry on with the interview.
That guy's crazy. No one takes that dude serious.
I honestly
He's gonna be smiling, laughing. He's not even taking that serious.
a bit of a ruckus there,
Get that little person out of here.
There's no scheduled return date for Cejudo, but he has been making the rounds to try to get a top 5 opponent. Dana White recently talked about Jon Jones being ready to make his debut at heavyweight, and if Francis Ngannou is healthy, then he will fight Jones for the title. If Francis, for whatever reason, isn't 100%, then Jones will fight Stipe Miocic for the #1 contender spot. Jon Jones recently responded to Dana White on Twitter, and it looks like he's agreed to the offer from the UFC to fight Stipe for his first fight at heavyweight. Jon Jones responded to a fan's tweet by saying, "At this point I'm looking to fight Stipe. I think it proves a lot more. Fighting a fairly one-dimensional fighter fresh off knee surgery, I don't know. I believe beating Stipe says more at this point." Alexander Volkanovski continues to be adamant about moving up to 155 to challenge for a second belt. At the UFC 267 post-fight press conference, Volkanovski said, "I want to be in this octagon as much as possible. I want to be busy. I don't think this division can keep me busy by itself. I want to move up. Let me see what's happening with my hand. Give me some time to see what's happening in my division. I want to be active, but if it's not opponents, it's maybe injuries that might slow me down a bit. But other than that, I need to stay active. I want that double champ status, and like I said, I could stay active enough, and I've proved that. What is it, 3 fights in 9 months? I just fought 3 months ago. Not many champions are doing that. I don't think I could get a #1 contender that quick and keep me that busy, so give me another division." At UFC 276 during the main event, fans started booing because of the lack of action in the later rounds. Hundreds of fans were seen leaving the arena before the fight ended. Here's Adesanya at the UFC 276 post-fight press conference addressing the fans booing.
It's still a win, still a title defense, but there were some,
6 title defense on my worst night, and still.
there were boos at the end. Does that affect you at all?
They've been here since 3 p.m. They're all drunk. They don't know what real fighting is or real finesse. And I've said this, look, the greats, they all get to this point. I've seen it when I was just a fan, still a fan. Anderson Silva, GSP. I remember fights where I'd be like, that was a fantastic fight. And the same thing, people would just boo them. GSP, one of the GOATs, and people would just boo him. I'm like, what the are you guys watching? You dumb. Ali, Floyd Mayweather, same thing. You get to this point where it's like, you're so great, people just want to see you fall, you know? They just want to see you fall, no matter what. And if it's not like a show-out spectacular performance, then it's like, he's not even that good. But trust, like, Jared knows I'm a good fighter. He knows I'm a great fighter, and I gave him the same credit as well. I've said this before in the past. On my worst day, I can best man. I call that suicide. So on my worst day, on the off night, I had an off night tonight. So Eugene told me, the people who really know you, my teammates, my family, they know you had an off night. And I still them up.
When did you know you were having an off night? Like, was there anything during the day that you thought it's not feeling right?
It was in the fight, maybe when I couldn't find my power, like my power shots, my kicks. The initiators, the jabs, the leg kicks were working, but I was trying to find the power shots, but he was adjusting well. It wasn't just me versus him. It was his team versus my team, which is what I was also looking forward to. So I told John Crouch, I was looking forward to that, the battle of the game plans. It's the helicopter. And yeah, so I was just looking forward to John Crouch versus Eugene Behrman, and they were adjusting well each round. I could hear them even talking what they were saying. I was like, okay. But yeah, he's a formidable fighter. I've called this ages ago and showed it tonight.
Like you said, you were looking forward to this fight for a long time. So I guess what did surprise you in there tonight? You praised his game plan. What played out differently than you thought it would?
What played out differently? Yeah, his adjustments to what I was doing. Because I'd go ahead, I'd go to his body, I'd go to his legs. I'm just gonna keep going. I'd go to his legs, and he'd adjust and get away from my power, but I was able to get away from his as well.
Alexander Volkanovski talks about beating Max Holloway for a third time and how good it feels to silence the people that were betting against him.
Very satisfied, you know. Obviously, it's a bit of a journey, this rivalry, yeah. Like taking the belt and having the rematch, and then you know, all that talk and all that. You know, is a big part of not only my career. It just adds to the story, so it's all good. But it was hard. There's a lot of ups and downs in there. You know what I mean? It was a bit that I had to get through, but it was good to finally put an end to it and silence a lot of people. A lot of people that needed silencing too.
Israel Adesanya gives his thoughts on fighting Alex Pereira next and says he's looking forward to it.
Going forward, yeah, I like the story. Like I've said, this is my life is a movie. My life is an anime. Whatever. Like I'm facing a guy who's beat me in kickboxing, and now he's still chasing me because he knows I'm the king, and he wants to try and get that away from me. You guys see what happens when my back's against the wall, when I really have that pressure. I put pressure on myself, but when I have pressure put on me as well. So, yeah, I look forward to fighting him in that next fight. How soon, we'll find out. I need a bourbon and maybe a couple of shots, and I'll see how I'm feeling first.
Adesanya and Volkanovski congratulate each other on a big win to retain their titles.
And still, baby.
Let's go.
Congratulations. Thank you. You back? That's back enough? Should I go in front so I don't look so shit?
Illusions.
Here we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Still here and still, baby.
After losing by submission to Jim Miller at UFC 276, Cowboy Cerrone announced his retirement from MMA.
You know, the sport is crazy. It's the highest highs and the lowest lows, and I feel probably the best I felt in my career at my lowest right now, if that makes any sense, you know? It was important for me to go out with Joe and Bruce in the cage. Started with, you know what I mean? It's just such an iconic thing, you know, here in Vegas. So I knew back in January when we started training for the first round, this is going to be my last one, no matter what I told you guys. And I remember telling the media team, you guys are not to ask me about retiring, right? And I said, well, I'll do 50. But win or lose tonight, this is it. I was riding off. You know, I don't love it anymore like I used to. And last night I couldn't sleep. I was up till 6 in the morning just laying there. And I'm not going to miss those feelings, I'll tell you that. But it was good to go in there. I surprised the hell out of my team. They had no idea it was coming. My wife didn't know. So no one knew. It was a good secret I had. But talk about emotional, yeah. But I feel good. It's like the biggest sigh, relief I've ever had in my life. Like, oh, we're done. And now it's off to the next chapter, you know. And I'll be back. I'll come, you know, hang out, watch fights, talk to the young generation, and tell them all the things they shoulda, woulda, coulda, shoulda done, and me getting in, I don't know, maybe I'll get an itch in 2 years, who knows, but anytime soon, hail to the no. I'm going off and make some movies. Got race cars. I got a race next weekend. Go get in a race car and go play, and go to the lake house with my wife. I just bought my wife a lake house. I don't think it's anything nice with the single wide trailer. People that don't, we ain't got money like that, so. But it's nice to us. So we're gonna be spending a lot of time at the lake and hanging out, family. So yeah.
Obviously, retiring is a bittersweet moment, you know. But if you could pick a moment, you had your kids there. That was a big part of this. You got to walk out. You got to do it in front of a crowd. Is this as good as it could have gone? A retirement fight for you?
I mean, a win would have definitely have made it better, right? But yeah, I couldn't have written it any better, right? This was it. I felt it walking out, coming out of the tunnel, place going crazy. Yeah, man, it felt good.
Look,
Guys, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to MMA Library for all the latest MMA and UFC news today. We'll see you in the next video.